How IShowSpeed became the propaganda breaker.
IShowSpeed has gone through a lot of phases in his career as a content creator. There was his 2021 era where he was getting canceled left and right. This is the year where he blew up completely out of nowhere and had zero filter on his streams.
My God.
I do think though, if you get this angry after playing a game, like so angry that you actually start breaking your own stuff, like I've never been so angry in a game before. I decided to just go smash everything. If you get that angry, honestly, gaming might not be for you in total. Like crashing out one or twice time, but breaking your setup, like in rage, is like kind of, if you all know that one person or heard about one person that just like goes through like 8 controllers in a year because they get so angry, like at that point you might as well wrap it up because you just ain't built for gaming anymore.
No, you're black! Say if we the last 2 people on Earth and we had to reproduce to make the world continue, would you reproduce with me?
Yeah, safe to say this was a completely different person to the Speed we know now. You got 2022 to 2023 Speed, where he matured a bit and started doing IRL streams and events, where he was kind of doing anything to push the bounds and get clips, but he wasn't as wild as before. And you got what I would say from 2024 to now, the global known Speed, where he has these massive IRL.
He's basically become like an icon now. Like, if you ever seen one of those shorts where sometimes he has to call the police to help him out because of this. Like, he gets so badly swarmed, he needs a police escort to get out of there. Like, he's just a public icon now.
Tours planned,
like Mr. Beast is basically.
Crowds following him. He has to have at least 4 security guards surrounding him like the president, or if he doesn't, he'll get dragged out by his limbs from ferocious people in the crowd. But what I noticed from when he does these tours in different countries is that it's no longer just some streamer guy who's filming his experience. It's become a thing where people are getting their intel on how a country is and how its people are by him being there. Because what other way do you get the raw input of a country more than someone walking around with a camera?
He went from being like a desktop like YouTube, maybe something, I don't know if he reacts to stuff, but he went from being a desktop gaming one to literally, he's basically a vlog Twitch person now. He vlogs around exploring the world. He's basically completely switched niches.
And just talking to random people fully live. Going to random restaurants and events where a lot of people don't even know him and interacting with them. It's to the point where people are now dubbing him the guy that breaks the quote-unquote Western propaganda hold. Showing people how a country actually is instead of whatever the f they got fed from the news.
Yeah, a lot of people, definitely those vlog YouTubers, only go to like the sketchy places for content farming, basically. Like, you see a lot with exploring YouTubers, like they'll go to like a different country, but go to the worst bit of a different country, like India, for example. India itself is kind of iffy, but those people go to the worst place in India. So it's more of a clip farming, worst street food, worst hygiene place in India. They won't go to like the newer cities, which is less bad. Not saying it's like I'm not saying it's good or anything, but India itself is still bad, like pollution wise. But they'll go to like the worst possible place and keep their like Western ideals and what's good and what's not. So it's kind of this full farm clips and stuff like that.
Or their government. And we can see this more than ever now that he started his Africa tour. Speed started his Africa live stream tour on December 29th, and his plan is to visit 20 countries in 28 days. And immediately when he announced it, already started having a panic attack. Speed! Africa? Bro, be careful there, man. We can't lose you. You might get captured by a militia group or some Somalian pirates randomly. Deadass, you can go on Twitter on the post and see how many people were scared for him and hating on him going there. Which is crazy because every country he's went to has never gotten this much hate. And that's not even counting that it's before he even went. Like, you can't wait and then judge for yourself in his streams. Do you think—
It's because every time people do go to Africa to vlog it, they go to the worst, sketchiest part where people basically shot everywhere. They go to the worst part, so it's just how people think it is, where it's probably like all right. Like if you're as someone that plays GeoGuessr, if you go and load into a random place in like Africa, basically, I don't know how much coverage it has actually, but if you go like somewhere in like maybe South Africa, the place isn't that horrendous. It's like some decently sized town. It's just a normal ass town. Like it's just because people like that go to like the worst places and vlog it and then just like shit talk it, so it makes everybody think the whole country's like that.
He's seriously dumb enough to not research where the most dangerous countries are and is just going to every single place there. This should prove to anyone that in 2026, in the time where almost everyone in the world has access to all information online with the touch of a button, that propaganda will always stay locked in. These people actually believe every African country looks like an episode of National Geographic. They're gonna touch down, walk out the airport, and start having to manhandle a lion trying to eat them, having to fight some tribal men throwing spears at them from huts. And look, I'm obviously not saying every African country is perfect and has a stable government. If Speed took one step down in South Sudan, Somalia, or the Congo, we would be seeing Speed's face on a tombstone by now. But to generalize a whole continent with 1.48 billion people on it is hilarious. You can go on YouTube and search up footage of these countries' cities and see how it looks.
Like this looks like I don't know if it's the right place, but I know really I don't play Joker so much anymore. But like this dead ass looks like a normal town, a normal city. Like saying this is horrendous and he's gonna die from a normal ass city looking like this, it's kind of cooked.
It's not that hard. So far with his streams, they've been going good and everyone's been nice. People are even going up to him with custom art to give him as a gift for coming.
Bro, chat, he made this whole art piece.
And if anything, they're less likely to hurt him because he's trying to like show how good the country is anyway. Like it's different if he just started full talking them. But he's just vlogging around, seeing how it is. So technically, it's good publicity. So it's a good idea for them not to do anything. So it's even less of a chance from the less chance it already has of happening.
This whole art piece.
That's insane.
Villain too. He made the whole art piece with this little hammer right here.
This usually some they do after somebody dies in commemoration, but they love this man so much they got him painted on street walls. Because to them, him coming and showing off their country and how normal it is means so much to them.
Definitely because how bad of publicity a lot of those vlog YouTubers give it.
I already know how many people still think Africa is dirt huts and riding donkeys, so it's refreshing seeing someone as big as Speed to show it's not. There isn't a single person either that did something weird like making fun of him for being a black American and not knowing his lineage. And with all this footage we've got so far, people have now started to compare this with his tour in Europe, which overall I would say was still pretty good and positive, but the amount of racism he faced was night and day. You could say since he's in Africa, he technically can't face racism because it's the same people as him, but if you're African, you know exactly how serious them tribes move and get. If your ass identifies as the wrong tribe in a certain area, they will not take it too kindly. Racism is like the first layer of things, but when you peel it back, there's always something that ends up being the replacement. Shoot, look at America. People always forget that damn near every immigrant group was hated on when coming in, even if they were white. The Irish or the Italians or the Greeks, it doesn't
Everybody's racist to every other race, basically.
just happen at the skin level. But it's all positive experiences for Speed, and no one bring up anything weird like that. Meanwhile, in Europe, there was random
Mainly because it's just bad publicity and stuff like that.
fans coming up to him, not even saying hi and blatantly saying the N-word to him. Doing all types of weird racial stuff to try and get a reaction out.
Okay, it's clip farming. Like they're just doing it because of how they know how big he is and how they could become famous, even though it's such a bad idea to get famous because of doing something like that. People probably get shot, honestly, by some random person that's a dub. It's just a full Speed lover. So
Out of him.
Luke, can you go?
Bro, stop playing with me, bro. Out the way, keep it here. What
Imagine going to the grocery store, spending money on a banana just to throw it at your favorite streamer. And I don't care what anybody says, that shit is weird as f***. You'll get people like, well, they don't know any better. The words don't mean much in their country. Or, aw, man, Tommy.
they're doing it because they think it's funny and they want to get a reaction out of their favorite streamer. So common with people, man. Usually they're kids. Like usually they're around teenagers, around some people my age, or maybe a little bit younger, honestly. But people just do it just to clip farm and just try to get a reaction out of their favorite creator. Doesn't matter if it's a bad reaction of them getting shot by their fan base.
You can't take a joke in troll. Come on, man, you're such a snowflake. If they know it's bad enough to get a reaction out of him that's angry, then they should know it's a bad thing. I get confused seeing this because I would never go up to a random famous person vlogging here and say a slur in their nation to get their attention. Like, if you're having one of the biggest creators on social media right now touring your country and giving it exposure, the last thing you want to do is give a bad look for you and your people.
Exactly.
There was also a lot of nice fans he met there, and I'm not saying it's everyone doing it there, but this is trying to happen in every country. Even in China, he was getting stuff thrown at him. It's so funny too because you'll have a group of racist people talk about how Africans have no civility in class. Meanwhile, this is the treatment Speed gets in Europe. The only country he got dragged by his hair out was in Europe. I can almost guarantee you a white person that travels to an African country won't even get 5% of what Speed got in his Europe streams. Anytime I see a vlogger that's white from America or the UK go to an African country, you always see the people welcoming, giving them gifts, teaching them their cultures and dances. I guarantee Speed felt some type of way leaving certain countries there, because I know I would. Some people were even worried on his trip because at times he looked depressed and like he didn't even want to be there. It's one thing trying to say jokes on the internet and get a rise out of somebody without being in person. It's another thing being in person and doing that same thing. Like, that's so degrading to feel like as a human. If I saw a bunch of these little kids making monkey noises at me, I'm gonna teach them what would happen in Chicago. Now we can talk about China, which
honestly, some of these people would have gotten shot though. Like, he say like a random dude just started saying slurs and throw banana, and they caught his face, he's getting slimed in a back alley. Like, honestly,
even I was shocked at how much emotion he had there. I might have fell for the propaganda myself too, because I'd be forgetting they still know American content creators and watch them. I thought the Great Chinese Firewall was ironclad, but apparently a lot of people in China just watch YouTube by turning on a VPN. And also, he got reposted so much while he was in China on Chinese social media that he became a celebrity in that short time he was there. In 3 days of being in China, on Chinese TikTok, he got 2.3 million followers. Some people there ain't even know him. They just took a pic with him because they saw everyone doing it. Restaurants there were—
I feel like that's how a lot of famous people work in general. Like, definitely in public and anywhere around the world. People want to just have photos. If you seem famous and people are asking for photos, even the people that don't know you will still ask for photos and then Google who you are afterwards, basically.
Advertising that Speed visited on posters so people would eat there. With China's streams, what broke the so-called Western propaganda, at least to my view, is the fact that America and other places are supposed to be seen as the most advanced technological places. And when Speed went to China, people saw how it wasn't even close. They not only have high-speed rail subway stations through damn near the whole country, but he could still stream in the subway with 5G Wi-Fi and had no connection loss. The fact they got good Wi-Fi built up enough in the subway so he can stream in HD is already advanced as hell. And in almost any city in China, he showed that you get full 5G Wi-Fi for free. I'd be scared to connect to airport Wi-Fi here, let alone a city Wi-Fi. I feel like I'm gonna wake up one day after connecting to airport Wi-Fi and see a Mossad agent looking at me through some spyware. People also didn't know how good Chinese cities looked until Speed started showing them, which once
again is because most of the YouTubers, vlog YouTubers, go down to the worst parts or the really best parts for farming. Basically, they want to make their video do the best, so they end up showing the worst. It's better for just retention and stuff like that, but he doesn't care if he's so big, so he's going to show you like the real picture of what countries look like.
Again, is literally one search on Google to see. But throughout his streams, he was showing drone footage of the biggest cities there, which do look insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
This is crazy. Oh my God. This is crazy. Show the whole city. Tell Taylor to switch back real quick.
Taylor, switch back to us real quick for a minute.
The wild thing about all this is because he was showing their cities on stream, he started to get accused of being a Chinese spy and operative trying to do propaganda for the country, to the point where his cameraman had to make a statement saying they've gotten $0 from the Chinese government. It's not like Speed went on his stream every day and was like, the empirical rule of Xi Jinping is the greatest, most amazing.
He was just showing how beautiful the country is, because it is beautiful. Every city, like, if you go to like a main city in a lot of countries, it is really nice looking. Like,
rule with zero corruption and there are no problems in this country. To the internet, if he isn't a staunch critic of the Chinese government 24/7,
again, it's because every other vlog YouTuber is. So him doing that is like out of normal, isn't what normal like stuff they do see from vlog YouTubers are. So they think he's just faking it.
and he might as well be a spy. You never see this criticism when someone from another country visits America. It's always the opposite way. Two things can be true at once. China has good technology and actually, you know, invests citizens' tax dollars into the people, and has at times government corruption where the people can't do much to fight against it. The people there also did the same thing, showed him love by giving him gifts for even coming. I feel like if he was being paid by the Chinese propaganda, the American government would have found out and exposed him for it by now. You don't think the CIA was already watching every move he was doing there? They probably had a custom task force assigned to Speed to see everything he was doing in China. People may not notice it, but creators have fully taken over how the public perception is on global issues. Before, when it was just news channels, it was way worse because you got one person.
Bro, going to news is so ass. Like, even if you're going to news on a random day, it's just depressing, and then just like somebody got shot, someone died, war, nothing cool. And there's no, oh, look at this new restaurant that's kind of booming. Look at this cool like nature. It's always just depressing, just shit. Like, the news is so not enjoyable.
Which most of the time was biased. Also, the people at these news channels could be paid off too, and without social media, it was way harder for the public to find out. The main way people's minds used to change is big actors or musicians showing different places. MJ was the real master at this. It was a part of why he was so big. And nowadays, it may start off with something simple like Speed visiting Africa or China and someone seeing something cool there. Then that person doing their own research and deciding to visit after realizing it's not as bad as they were told. Anyways, that's gonna be all for now. Happy New Year, and let me know what type of propaganda y'all fall for. Follow me on.
Well, that was a W Tommy NFG video. If you do enjoy videos like this, like, subscribe, comment down below what video I'm gonna react to next, and that's me signing off.